Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make this video because June is like my anniversary of when I started my GLP-1 journey. So June 2024, my daughter was about 5 months old at that point, my second child, and I started on my GLP-1s basically the week of her baptism. So this is why it kind of sticks out to me, as I remember kind of like almost the exact date that I started the GLP-1s, because I was very proud of myself and seeing all of my friends and family, even though like literally I had lost no weight yet, but just knowing that I would see them, you know, kind of at this weight, and then maybe the next time that they saw me, it would hopefully be a drastic difference. So anyway, I digress, but I wanted to make this video because when I first started, I definitely wasted money on things that I did not need. And honestly, like I had no idea of things that would help me with side effects or kind of getting my protein in, or just things that would make my life easier in general. Now, I definitely did a lot of like YouTube research, which is what I'm assuming you're watching this video for. But it was mostly people just trying to like peddle things that they had been paid, you know, for by companies. It wasn't really like real life experience where like I'm a postpartum mom, I have, you know, a newborn and a toddler at the time. Like I was just looking for real life experience, real world experience from like real people. So this is why I'm making this video. So today is my GLP-1 starter kit, if I had to start all over again, that I'm sharing with you guys. The beginner essentials, the nice to haves, you know, if you do want to spend a little bit more money or kind of be a little more in depth with your journey, and definitely some mistakes that I don't want you to make, or mistakes that I should have avoided the first time around. And none of these things have to be expensive. Like these are just things that genuinely helped me on my journey and helped me stay on track and feel better, just things to make the whole thing easier. So if you're starting on a GLP-1 soon, or if you've already started and you're feeling overwhelmed, this video is for you. And this is also, I'm going to shift gears a little bit, but this is also why I wanted to get this video out right now. If you guys are watching this in real time, the Amazon Prime days are coming up, June 23rd to 27th, I believe. And I don't know if any of these are gonna be like on sale or included in the Prime Day deals, but if they are, or if you're interested in any of these, I would say add them to your cart, so that way you will be able to see like if they go on sale, and then you can make that decision if you actually wanna buy. This is just like real life advice. This is how I operate. I will find something I like on Amazon if it's super expensive. For example, the laser hair removal device that I put in the Mother's Day gift idea video, I had been eyeing that up for like a while, and then I added it to my cart. It had been sitting in there, and then I saw it went on sale, and I was like, see, there you go. And then I bought it. And shout out to that laser hair removal device, because my bikini line has never looked better. And especially like coming up for summer, like now we go to the water park all the time. We're going down to Florida a couple times this year. That thing came in clutch, and I love it, and I can't recommend it enough actually. So beginner essentials, you're definitely going to want to have like an essential kit. And first and foremost, you are going to need things that are going to keep track of your weight loss and your loss around your body. And I say that in a weird way because I mean the Renpho Smart Scale and the Renpho Smart Tape Measure. These work hand in hand with the Renpho app, so everything is on your phone. And I say these two things because not only did I start using these when I started on my GLP-1 journey, but now I do work with the brand and they are amazing. And so I stand by their products, I stand by the brand, and that's why I genuinely recommend them. Like I literally still use their scale in my bathroom upstairs, and the tape measure and the app. So the Smart Scale is going to tell you not just only the number on the scale, but is also going to tell you your muscle mass, your fat mass, like your fat loss, your bone density. It is like there's an entire report that comes up, and I will link the in-depth review video that I made for this Smart Scale up above, so you guys can watch that if you want more information on it. But I definitely recommend like a smart type scale, so you can get the bigger picture more than just focusing on the number that you see. And then also the tape measure, you're gonna want to start off, especially like right at the beginning, take your measurements, because these non-scale victories, I feel like you need to celebrate those more than just the number on the scale. And then so the tape measure is going to, again, tell a more full picture, a bigger story about your weight loss journey overall. Another thing I would recommend immediately buying is a good water bottle. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I am partial to my Simple Modern tumbler. I have had this literally since I was pregnant with my daughter, because I only wanted like ice cold water while I was pregnant, and it just carried on and continued on from there. So yeah, I have had this for about 2.5 years now, so much so, and I love it so much that I did buy. Now, if you watched my first Amazon finds video, you'll know that this came in the mail originally, and like the straw was all bent and it was dented up and stuff. I did just buy another one, so it took me a couple months, but I did end up buying another one. So I use this one half the week when I'm at home, and then I use this one half the week when we go camping, because it's summertime at the time of filming. So half the week we're here and half the week we're in our RV. But anyway, again, I digress. Hydration is so important on this GLP-1 journey, because the appetite suppression can also make you forget to drink water. And then the dehydration is gonna make everything feel worse. Your fatigue is gonna feel worse. You're gonna have worse headaches or more headaches, or a headache when you didn't have one before. And constipation, all of it. So I just prefer like the larger insulated type with the straw, and that way, so I just like naturally drink more water with the straw. But having a water bottle that you actually like matters a lot more than you think. The next thing you're gonna want is electrolytes. Now, when I first started on my journey, I was the #1 fan of the Liquid IV sugar-free white peach, and obviously I'm still a very big fan. But once I started this YouTube channel, you guys have actually commented on, oh, you should try this one, you should try this one. This one has, this one has less sodium for more like daily hydration, which is Waterboy. So Waterboy makes a 0 sugar daily hydration one, and it has less sodium in it than if you were like recovering from a workout or recovering from, I think they have one that's like weekend recovery, which is like hangover recovery. It has a little more electrolytes because maybe you were sweating, or maybe you're vomiting from a crazy weekend. But the daily hydration one is really good and has less sodium. And then the Bubs Naturals Hydrate or Die. This one is actually really good because it's not as like sickeningly sweet as Liquid IV. Liquid IV I use when I'm craving something sweet, almost like a dessert, but this one I could just drink, regularly, like with a meal or just sipping on it throughout the day. Same with the Waterboy. They're just not as sweet, and I just like having a bunch of different options at home or in my bag, like depending on how I'm feeling. And I think especially in the beginning of your journey, like you don't realize how much you are no longer eating, and you don't realize how much you are no longer drinking. So adding electrolytes to the water that I was drinking, I hate using the word game changer. I always say this, but it was a game changer for me. That might not be your experience, but this is my experience. It made me feel better. I felt less dizzy. I felt less tired, and just like kind of off. Like I felt off before adding electrolytes to my water, especially the day before, the day of, and the day after my injections. I just noticed like a huge difference in my energy. So that's why I would recommend, getting electrolytes, even just having them on hand. Maybe if you don't use them right away, it's almost kind of like you won't know you need it until you need it. And it's better to just have it on hand than to not have it at all. This next one is probably the most important one, which is easy protein. Because when your appetite drops, it suddenly becomes very hard to eat any kind of protein. And if I could go back, I definitely would stop trying to force giant meals a lot sooner. I would focus on easy protein. So that's like already pre-made protein shakes, or even like the protein powder, even though that's even almost one step too many is to make the protein shake. So like the ready to drink protein shakes, the protein Greek yogurt, like the 000, or like we shop at Aldi. So the Aldi version of the 000 Greek yogurt is really good. Cottage cheese, protein bars, or even just like pre-cooked grilled chicken. We have a local like pizza place, kind of like catering place here, and we got 10 pounds of pre-cooked grilled chicken breasts. If you've watched my other videos, you know that my husband loves to lift weights and all that stuff too. So he just like eats so many of them, and it was more worthwhile to buy like a gigantic catering dish, or what is it, a catering tray of grilled chicken breasts instead of like just trying to make grilled chicken, spending hours doing it every single week. Again, this is something in my life I will pay for convenient things. I will pay for convenience, and I just hate touching raw chicken. So we will pay for that. You know, it is what it is. And especially like on low appetite days, convenience or like low effort meals are gonna win over everything else. If it takes effort, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm not gonna eat it. So there's your takeaway. One thing I actually didn't expect to help so much was having like a designated GLP-1 or like protein snack bin, or basically a snack shelf on our pantry that is behind the camera. That's why I'm looking there. And I know that sounds random, but hear me out. I keep all of my easy snacks in one place, so that way when I just don't have the energy, or I wait too long to eat and I am like suddenly starving and feel nauseous, I can immediately go there and just grab something and I feel better. So that can be like anything from like protein bars, which I actually tried. One of you commented and said try the barbells or Bear Bells protein bars. And I didn't want to buy like a huge pack on Amazon because I was like, what if I don't like these or they make my stomach hurt? When we were traveling back from our Alaska cruise in the Vancouver airport, I saw a Bear Bells protein bar in like, you know, the little convenience store. So I bought that. It was the like chocolate caramel cashew one. Oh my God. First of all, it didn't hurt my stomach, which was the major concern, but it tasted so good. It tasted like a Snickers bar. Oh, it was so good. So I'm definitely going to be ordering those on Amazon. I might try like the variety box. They are a little expensive, but I think they'll be worth it to add to my little snack shelf. If you watched my other video of my Amazon protein finds, we do still love these chicken chips, the protein chips that are made out of chicken, basically. And then I found this new one. These are basically protein Cheetos. They're made out of egg whites and also lentil protein and lentil powder and rice powder, as I'm reading off the ingredients. I have not tried these yet. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't really like eggs that much. I force myself to eat them on salads when I have to, but I won't eat eggs like plain, like for breakfast. I think they're gross. My husband can eat a whole plate of them, but so I got the variety pack, but I wanted to try the white cheddar because I feel like that would be kind of the closest to just like an actual Cheeto. And per serving, which is a total cup, there's 2 servings per little bag, you get 12 grams of protein. And I was like, okay, so how much is a regular, you know, Cheetos? So we have these are from the dollar store, but you get 20 pieces and it's 1 gram of protein. So yeah, so let's try it. Okay, very strong. Now white cheddar sometimes does smell a little funky to me, like comment below if anybody else agrees. But look at these. They are like little Cheetos. Huh. Okay. Yeah. They're not bad. Aftertaste is kind of weird, but it could be just the white cheddar flavor. It did come with the other ones, I think, or barbecue, sour cream and onion, and salt and vinegar, which I don't like salt and vinegar chips, but my husband loves them. So maybe he'll eat these, or those. He might eat these ones too. They definitely taste like, you can tell that you're eating like a healthy Cheeto. But you could eat these with a sandwich. If you're really craving that like salty, savory snack, these are a good option. And I can't believe they don't taste like egg whites. They don't taste like eggs. You do kind of, I can tell that they're made with lentils. Have you guys had those, what are those, like snap peas, like crisps? They're like in a package like this most of the time in like the healthy section of the food store. If you guys know what I'm talking about, they kind of have the same texture and aftertaste as those. I don't know if those are made with lentils or lentil protein or lentil powder. Maybe it's the rice flour. They kind of taste like those. So not bad at all. And I mean, if I had to choose, like I would choose these just to make a healthier choice to get more protein in. But maybe some of the other flavors will be more prominent and will kind of cover up that flavor of like the lentil protein or the lentil flour. Who knows? I'll let you know. Hey guys, quick update. While I'm editing this video up at the campground, I wanted to let you know that these barbecue ones are amazing. They taste like, have you guys had those like Frito-Lay like honey barbecue twists? I'll put a screenshot up in the video of what I'm talking about, but they are so, they're like that sweet and smoky barbecue taste. So delicious. If I am reordering these, and I think I will be, I'm just gonna be getting these barbecue ones because even my husband, like, he tasted these and he was like, whoa, these are so good. And I was like, hey, don't eat the whole pack, man. Like, we gotta share these. So just an update. Now the next one is, if you're worried about nausea, then having like some sort of ginger product on hand before the nausea starts is key. And what I mean by that is like ginger chews, ginger tea, ginger drops, whatever works for you. I actually don't like the taste of ginger at all. So I found these actually while I was pregnant. Now stick with me here. These are called Morning Sickness Sweets, and it is raspberry ginger flavor. So you get like the tiniest bit of zing. These are like lozenges, like kind of like cough drops. You get the tiniest bit of the ginger zing, but it's overall a raspberry flavor. I am so glad that I actually kept this bag from when I was pregnant, because the first trimester kind of like queasiness nausea is the same nausea that I would get and that I would probably describe to anyone to describe what it felt like on a GLP-1. You just feel like this uneasy like queasiness. It's not like an immediate, like I'm immediately gonna throw up right now if I'm like, I need to get to a bathroom, like your mouth starts to water, you know what I mean? It's not like that at all. It's just like this uneasy, unsettled feeling in your stomach. So again, it's the same feeling as like first trimester nausea. So these were so good, especially when the nausea hit kind of unexpectedly. It's just good to have things on hand, to have them before you need them. And I definitely took advantage of these, having these kind of in my cabinet. Just, it helped way more than just trying to push through it on an empty stomach. Another thing I'd absolutely buy again is like any sort of fiber support. So that's like fiber supplements, fiber-rich food, chia seeds, and just staying hydrated, because honestly, it can get rough. I take these FiberWell sugar-free gummies because I'm a child and I take all of my vitamins in gummy form. So I will link some supplements below. If you are a grown-up and don't need gummies, then that's great, but I use gummies for everything. And the key to these is to start these early before you have a problem. This next section is what I call nice to haves, and this isn't necessarily things that you need to buy immediately, but I would say once you're well on your journey and really you're kind of fine-tuning, you know, your changes, or like your lifestyle changes basically, I think you can start to add these and incorporate these into your daily life to really kind of deep dive more into your nutrition and tracking your food and just like tracking your life overall, basically. So the first one is a food scale, and not because you want to kind of obsess over like tracking your calories or anything like that. It's more so about your protein, and then trying to figure out like portion control while you're on this, especially if you have, you know, tried diets your entire life. Like, you really need to start to focus on what a correct portion of protein or anything that you're eating really looks like. And I think the food scale can come in clutch, so you can actually visually see like, oh, this is 2 ounces of this is 3 ounces of this, and then you are actually measuring it yourself. It just really helps you understand what you're actually eating without guessing. Another thing would be like a weekly pill organizer. I only take a couple pills or a couple like supplements, so I have one personally for travel, but I don't use it in my everyday life just because I come down here in the morning, and we have our supplements, you know, we have the vitamins for the kids and everything, so everyone takes their vitamins at once. But having an organizer can make your life so much easier, especially when you're making a bunch of lifestyle changes at one time. And the appetite suppression can also seriously like throw off your schedule so much, much more than you anticipate or expect. Another thing to think about purchasing, if you don't already have them, which I suggest like everyone that's an adult should have these, is meal prep containers. Not only do I use these for actually meal prepping, but I use them for leftovers in general. These are the plastic ones. I will link below the plastic ones, but also if you're worried about, you know, heating up plastic in the microwave, that sort of stuff. There's also glass versions. Just with kids, we don't use glass that much, but maybe when they're older. But yeah, we run through these. I mean, you can throw these out if you want, or we put them in the dishwasher and they come out just fine. Having like the pre-portioned meals already made in the fridge that you just have to heat up, I mean, it's a no-brainer, especially when you don't have the energy to even think about food or think about making a meal. Just knowing that you already have something ready to go in the fridge, it just makes your life so much easier. One thing I wish I had done more from the start is tracking how I feel, like not just the weight, but like my energy, the side effects, my protein intake, my water intake, any sort of like non-scale victory or mood changes. Because like I've said before, progress on a GLP-1 is much more than just your weight progress, like the number on the scale progress. And I think having some sort of journal or tracking app or tracking book, I will link below a journal that actually I found. I don't know if you prefer stuff on your phone or to like handwrite things and actually have like a physical book. But I think actually it was really cool that I found it. Sometimes these non-scale victories matter way more than just the number on the scale. So mistakes to avoid. Number 1 is buying too much too soon. My biggest mistake was buying everything that I saw on social media or YouTube influencers suggesting. You don't need some huge expensive setup to start this journey. All you need to do is start simple or start with nothing and just add stuff once you start to realize what works for you. Mistake number 2 is ignoring protein. I definitely underestimated how difficult it is to get 100 grams of protein in a day, especially when you don't want to eat anything. I mean, and I definitely paid for it with feeling weak and just having no energy at all. So if there's one area to prioritize from the beginning, before you even start on a GLP-1, it's got to be protein. Mistake number 3 is waiting for side effects before being prepared. I mean, I wish I had prepared for the nausea and the hydration, or the dehydration, I should say, before they happened. Now, luckily, I did have these on hand just from being pregnant, but if you are a man or you have never been pregnant before, or it has been a long time since you've been pregnant, you probably don't have those in your medicine cabinet. So I would definitely suggest being prepared before anything happens. Honestly, just having a few of those basics ready ahead of time is going to make a huge difference. So thank you so much for watching, guys. These are the things I would buy if I had to start my GLP-1 journey all over again. And not because they're like trendy or anything, but because these are things that I use and have used and continue to use in my real life, because I only give like my real life experience here on this channel. These are things that have made the process easier for me and more sustainable for me, which is like the number one thing. Like, we want to sustain this weight loss, right? This is why we're making this huge life change with injecting these meds into our body. The changes that you make have to be sustainable, even if you plan on staying on this medication or not, especially if you don't plan on staying on this medication. These changes have to be sustainable in your real life. So if you already have a GLP-1 must-have that has made a difference for you, drop it in the comments below, because I know everyone watching this video is always looking for tips and tricks. And you know, I love this community. I say it in almost every video, but I love this community that we have. I read every comment that you guys leave, and I love that you guys encourage each other and give each other tips, or hey, you should try this brand, or you should try this protein bar. I love finding, you know, new things from you guys that I have never seen before or never tried before. I'm always adding stuff to my Amazon cart. So yeah, I just know everyone watching would love to have more ideas just like me. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to see future stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.